Have you ever thought about how you could get out of bed on both sides? Just think like, if you get on the right side, what would happen? I mean, like in this case, you'd smack your face into the wall. But like, how different could your life be that day? And if you get out the left side, you know, the escort you were with last night taking a little napper with, she left her heroin needle on the ground and you stepped on it. Well, that might not even happen either. You could just not step on it. But then, you smack your face into your replica of a TIE fighter from Star Wars, which is named kind of like a bow tie, because that's what it's shaped like. But just think, back in the day when Star Wars was made, what if it was shaped like a normal tie, and it was called a bow fighter? How different a world that would be. That's what experts call the butterfly effect, which is basically just that small things at one part change all the big things in life. Like, what? Huh? And you may be wondering, how can you combat that? Well, you do it with the Moth Affect. Like, whoa! Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? All you have to do is remember that the Moth Affect is real, and it's always been there, and so were you. And that nothing in the world we can control except for when we go to the bathroom, except when we're in school. Now all we gotta do now is remember the true, and maybe we can change the not true. Now I've devised a good strat to stop the world from taking its nice large Richard and shoving it straight into your bums and making you feel it. Be like me, take part of the Moth Affect. It's affect because it affects the butterfly effect and neutralizes it. Kind of like what I did your mom last night. If you think about it, can the butterfly even be real if you just know it's there? Like, all you have to do is plan your entire life ahead of your time based on one decision. Like, how hard could it be? Well, all I do is I hire a ton of people and they decide my whole future for me based on my decisions. And that way, I don't have to think too hard about shooting up a lot of heroin with a good friend. And that way, I don't have to worry about if it's gonna ruin everything. Or maybe it won't even ruin anything. Oh yeah. Pretty useful in gambling. Cause like, if you're playing cards, you just know there's 52 bicycle cards in the deck. And if you think real hard about the 52 bicycles, and you're just thinking about every time one gets put down on the table, that's one less bicycle in the deck. And you just keep on thinking about all those bicycles, and then every single time you know which bicycle isn't in the deck. And after all that math, you just get a better chance of winning by at least 1.2%. And if you don't believe me, just look at the math. I did it all with the Moth Effect. So take that, atheists. What do you know? So like, in conclusion, the Moth Effect lets you do things in the large future and think about the large events going on in your life. And it makes you realize that the small things that you do in the future are devised by the large things you do now. So like, if you know that you're gonna be dead in a couple years, you could just go out, drive straight into 65-mile-per-hour traffic and see what happens. But at the same time, you could think about all the small things in the future. You do large things now. Like eating at Burger King, then you just were never born in the past. And that's how it happens. Like, science is so weird. Oh, yeah, I can't go back to jail.
This is the long one. Everything's great.